Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Fate Stay Night Remastered. Saber ist jetzt ja kurz davor, oder ist jetzt ja gerannt gekommen, um Shiro zu retten. Und ist dann zumindest schon in einer Konfrontation mit Lancer geraten. Und Kirei ist wohl gerade ist gerade dabei, etwas aus Shiros Vergangenheit auszugraben. And what happened 10 years ago will make the person I am now, who survived at the cost of everyone else that day. No, even beyond that, if I could make everything as if it never happened and no one would be hurt, why would I? I shake my head. Fevered as I am, and completely unable to think, I still reject the idea and the images it raises. I curse this very weakness, because they are... It hurts. The voices echo in my head. My fingers desperately claw at the red floor. Help me. Every single one of them cries out that they want to go back. And I wanted that too, even if my life was nowhere near as horrific as theirs. After Kiritsugu adopted me, I still returned to that empty field many times. I still returned, though there was nothing there. I opened a front door that no longer existed. I rocked hearts that had burned to ash years before, and I smiled at my departed mother. I wanted to go back to before it all disappeared, and wait for dawn to come and wake me from this nightmare. No such miracle happened. Instead, I was left within this painful reality. But if I could live in a world where that never happened, where nobody was hurt, surely I...
さあ、答えよ。お前が望むのならば、聖杯を与えよう。
The priest with the miraculous chalice makes his offer. Return. These voices will go away if I wish for it. Orphan children, if fate had taken even a slightly different turn, I would be here with them. I shouldn't even need to think about it. I shouldn't need to, so why? No, I can't wish for that. I face the corpses. As I refuse, I grit my teeth. My response is to deny them. Whatever the Holy Grail is, I'm not going to wish the dead return or to change the past. You can't change the past. The dead won't come back. What is done is done. I can't wish for that. Tears sting my cheeks. I scream to the world that a miracle is impossible, and every time my own conclusion makes me cry. Why is the miracle of wanting ordinary happiness too much to ask for?
それを可能とするのが聖杯だ。万物すべて君の望むままとなる。
Oh, die Hintergrundmusik. Oh, ich liebe dieses Lied. Also, diese Version kenne ich von dem noch nicht, aber das ist der Opening Track der erste Opening Track für das Original Fate Stay Night Serie. Und ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, der Opening Track kommt hier aus dem Spiel tatsächlich. Oh. Keine Ahnung, irgendwie, ich liebe das einfach, Everything will be as you make it. So he claims. But I can't agree. Even if I could change the past, I shouldn't. I can't. If I do, everything becomes a lie. Every tear. All that agony. The memory of what was. Even that cold reality, wretched as it is in my heart. Everyone who died screaming in agony. Everyone who risked their lives to help another. Everyone who mourned the fallen. If I were to just make it as though none of that happened, Where would all of that go? What would I be doing to them? The dead wouldn't return. Reality can't be overturned. To continue onward, bearing the weight of all of that pain, isn't that the very mark that proves something was there once? Everyone dies eventually, and sorrow fills the void they leave behind. But pain isn't the only thing left behind. It's the suffering that makes the goodness shine all the brighter. Those deaths, they shaped me. Memories of Kiritsugu protect me. And those memories from the path that eventually intertwines with others. Even though all of that will eventually be forgotten. This path isn't wrong.
そうか。つまり、お前は。
I don't need so regret. I can't stray from the path for all those who were left behind, who laid it. I speak firmly, even from the depths of this torment, willing myself to hold on to this conscious thought. I force myself to remain upright. And it's then that I realize I can't hear the voices. They're not echoing in my head anymore. I wonder what they thought of my answer. Though whatever they may have thought, I think it's sad that they seem to accept it without any resentment. That is the answer I must arrive at. Her anger dissolves. All she can do is stare at her master, her words dying on her lips. This path. Everything about me, I don't believe it's wrong. Despite his main body, as he struggles even to breathe, as he sheets the tears of one so horribly grieved. I can't stray from this path for all those who were left behind, who laid it, apologizing to those he must climb over, but unwavering in his chosen path. Her vision wavers, her breath quivers. She knows his history, just as he saw visions of her past, so she saw his. She was certain he would agree. No, she thought he had to. She had meant to say, "It's not your fault," but the words died on her lips. If only he could hear it. She wanted to tell him he should not have to carry that weight. But he denies even that. No matter how tragic the past, one cannot undo it. Her legs nearly give out beneath her. His words are a greater weight than even she can bear. To swear an oath and single-mindedly devote everything to carrying it out. She believed they were similar. How conceited. That was her great mistake. They were nothing alike. His resolve was so strong. And she, who could not even believe his words, was weak.
自らの救いではなく、自らの願いを取ったか。
The priest releases the boy. He steps over the youth with a sneer, as if he is lost interest.
ではお前はどうだ、セイバー。小僧は聖杯などいらぬという。だがお前は違うのではないか。お前の目的は聖杯による世界の救済だ。よもや英霊であるお前まで小僧のようにエゴはかざすまい。
She feels her sense of reason is being imperiled. The priest says he will give her the grail. He will give her what she desires, her wish granted. She has no reason to refuse. That is the miracle she has been fighting for. It is the very reason she became a servant. What Shirous said has no bearing on her own concerns. To obtain the grail, she, Saber, the hero of the sword.
では交換条件だ。セイバー。斧が目的のため、その手で自らのマスターを殺せ。その暁には聖杯を与えよう。
I decided I would do anything for it. His words blindside her. She doesn't even know what to think. The priest's words, very easy to understand, are an anathema to everything she believes in and stands for.
どうした？迷うことはあるまい。今の小僧ならば、 死んだということにも気がつかないうちに殺せるぞ。第一、もはや助からない命だ。ここでお前が引導を渡してやるのも情けではないかな。
The priest steps aside. Before her stands a door leading to the crypt and to her master. She steps into the damp room, past the priest. She can't help herself. It's as if she has stepped into the depths of hell. He was made to suffer in this place, to witness his own darkness, but he refused the salvation he was offered. She grips her sword. He lays at her feet, breathing raggedly. It would be the end of a long, long journey. The Holy Grail she desires, in exchange for her life. All she must do is swing her sword but one final time. Her master and servant are united only until they obtain the Grail. She could end it right here.
どうした？何をためらう？聖杯と引き換えなのだぞ。交換条件としては破格だと思うのだが。
The priest's words ring true. For her to hesitate now would be the height of hypocrisy. Even still, this path isn't wrong. His words refuse to leave her mind.
私は
Though it's disgusts her, she knows she is nothing like Shiro. She wants to upend everything. That day, so long ago, there must have been someone who would have drawn the sword from the stone and been a better king. There must have been someone who could have built a true utopia. The heart that loved her nation so dearly. And the young woman stopped before she took the sword. On that day, she tried to fully and forever abandon her heart the day she drew the sword. How did she not realize this before? I can't stray from this path for all those who were left behind, who laid it. To her, that is the girl who loved her country, the girl named Atria before she was crowned. That was not a kingly heart. A king could only believe in themselves. To deny that would be to deny everything she gave up. What is lost cannot be returned. Her master insisted on this, even as he suffered. His pained expression alone makes her heart ache. What was it she had said? She could not start over. It was her duty as the king, so she refused over and over. What duty? To resurrect her lost nation? To select a more capable king? Or is it to wish for all the death and destruction to have never happened to begin with?
それは違う。
That was a mistake. She was raised to be king. That is how she lived. In that there was no flaw. But if that led to ruination, why could she not accept it? She had no regrets. If she could take pride in the way she lived her life, wishing for another chance was a pointless waste.
そういうことなのですね、シロ。
And so his anguished cries finally reached her heart. All the tears, all the pain, even her broken heart. Salvation could come from destroying all of it. But if it was undone, what would happen to everything swept aside in the undoing? I have stolen much from many, even their very lives. All that pain and regret is mine to bear, it belongs to me. If I were to wish for a chance at something, it should be for a miracle in the here and now, not upend the past. Each of the countless paths not taken before cannot be taken by sacrificing this one. Instead, I should forge ahead and work to fulfill what hopes have yet to come true even to this day. If she is nationless and uncrowned now, perhaps her wish should be for herself. No, she could not make a wish like that either. She chose to take up the crown. She never suffered for that decision, not once, even if no one even ever understood or accepted her. That choice itself was her pride and joy. At the very least, she truly believed that when she drew the sword from the stone. That is her answer. Just as he found something to stand by, so too has she. She pledged once, so long ago. Something she swore to herself. She would fight. Even if she loses everything. Even if everyone in the world hates her.
私が愚かだった。
An oath from a king. A promise to fight against all odds. And so the king protected her country. But the country did not protect the king. And so it was. The ending may have been tragic, but if she is no longer ashamed of the path that led there.
求める必要などなかった。
She fulfilled her duty as king. It led to ruin, but she saw everything through to the end. There need to be nothing else. Of course, I did not want everything. The only thing I ever wanted from the very start. I did until the very end, even if it meant losing so much along the way. I will keep this unobtainable dream deep within my heart, and it may now end.
聖杯は欲しい。けれど、シローは殺せない。
She turns the sword on her enemy.
なんだと。
わからぬかゲロー。そのようなものより、私はシローが欲しいと言ったのだ。
And that is why my rule is set. I will be his sword. I will shield him from danger. All hesitation leaves her.
聖杯はいらぬというのか、セイバー。
聖杯が私を汚すものならばいらない。私が欲しかったものはもうすべて揃っていたのだから。
Yes, she has everything she needs with her now. Her pride as a knight, her promise as a king, even the precious dream that young girl once held. Those words I do hear. The girl who professed that her only goal was claiming the Holy Grail, now says she has no need of such a thing. Say, but I call out to her as loudly as I can between wrecked breaths. My vision still hasn't cleared, but I can still make out her presence. The pain is fading. My wound, which wouldn't close, begins to heal. Is it because she is close?
立てますか、シロ。動けるのなら私の手に触れてください。
Yeah, I can do that. I take her hand. Whoa, my vision returns. My head, so fuzzy from bloodlust, rapidly regains focus. Saber, is this your...
はい。いかにゲイボルクの呪いといえど、今のシロには通じません。それより、今は。
Saber turns her gaze back to the underground sanctuary. Beyond the door. The last master, Kira Kotomine, stands at the threshold to the room. Beyond him is Lancer.
そうか。
He looks at us strangely, as if seeing us for the first
お
time.
前たちはつまらない。
The disappointment in his voice is palpable.
これではやはり聖杯は私が預かるしかない。
Sorry.
だがそうなると少々手荒い話になる。私の望みを叶えるのであれば聖杯は完全でなければならない。エミやシロ、悪いがお前たちにはここで死んでもらわなくてはならなくなった。
I try my best to brace myself, but my body still won't listen. Even with Saber's hand in mine, it's all I can do just to stand. I can't possibly fight, so I will only be a burden to
そ
Saber.
の心配は無用です、シロ。あなたはここにいてください。あのマスター。
ほう、それは大きく出たな。これは逃げた方が賢明かな、ランサー。
Lancer is silent. Of course, Kotomine doesn't actually sound at all worried. He's just making sure of it.
コトミネと言いましたね。倒す前に聞いておきましょう。あなたの目的は何なのです。聖杯の選定役である身で何を望むと。
さて、言ってしまえば娯楽のためだが、それほど急を要しているわけではなくてね。実を言うとな、セイバー。私も聖杯にはそう関心はないのだ。ただあれは私の趣味に合っている。私以外に
ざれ言を。マスターを殺し自らマスターになった男が何を。貴様は初めから 聖杯を手にするつもりだったはずだ。
なに、ただの拾い物だよ。ランサーのマスターを始末したのは外からの魔術師は何かと厄介だったからだ。聖杯がああいうものなのだと外部には知られたくないのでね。早めに退場してもらったのだが、せっかくのサーバントを消してしまうのもうまくない。円滑に殺し合いを進めさせる手駒が入りようだったこともあり、少しばかりランサーのマスター権を拝借しただけだが。
The hell, Kotomine became a master by killing Lancers? Nicht komplett richtig.
貴様が何者であるかはもう聞かない。だが先手役として責務を果たしてもらうぞ。今回の器、魂の杯はどこにある？
何？まさか知らずにかくまっていたというのか。
He actually gasped. The brief moment of surprise passes quickly. With a smirk, he snaps his finger to introduce the final piece of the puzzle. Both Saber and Lance are tense. Heavy footsteps echo from above.
さて、お前たちには不要だろうが、紹介ぐらいはしておこう。彼はアーチャーのサーバット。前回の聖杯戦争で私のパートナーだった英霊だよ。
The golden figure makes his appearance. Gilgamesh, King of Heroes. The atmosphere shifts. After making a sudden appearance, Gilgamesh crosses the sanctuary grounds to stand beside Kotomine.
で、これからどうするのだ、コトミネ。このような場所で、しかも邪魔者を交えて決着をつけるのか。お前にしてはあまりいい演出とは言えないが。
それを言うな。私とて予想外なのだ。文句は後で聞いてやるから許せ。
なんだ、承知しているのならばいい。だが、そのヤヒな男はどうにかならんのか。あまり睨まれると殺してしまいそうになるぞ。
どういうことだ、コトミネ。その男がお前のサーバントだと？
なあ、お前には説明していなかったな。彼は前回の私のサーバントだ。聖杯戦争が終結した後、意見を同じくしてな。彼は私に従い、私も彼がとどまるにふさわしい食事を用意することで、こうして協力関係になったというわけだ。
それがあのいけすかねえ部屋ってわけか。そりゃいいが、なぜ俺に黙っていた？
言う必要があるとでも、それとも何か彼と共同戦線を張りたかったのか、お前は。
冗談。そんな野郎と手を組むなんざ死んでもお断りだ。
And now there are three of them. Lancer by the stairs, Gilgamesh in the center of the sanctuary. We can't beat them all. Gilgamesh is too much for us on his own, but we can't escape with Lancer around either. Kotomine, you said you didn't know about him.
人聞きが悪いな。私はこれでも神父だぞ。虚言など口にできぬよ。
Huh, you are lying. You said you couldn't ignore a servant from the previous war.
ああ、私とて驚いたのだ。アーチャーには待機を命じていたというのに、指示を破ってお前たちを襲ったのだからな。アーチャーを調べれば、いずれ私に突き当たるのは道理だ。故に、今後の対策を練らねばならなかった。どうだ、何一つとしてお前を測ってはいまい。
Good. God damn it. I blundered right into the enemy stronghold because I trusted his word.
貴様がアーチャーのマスターだというのか？
そうだ。10年前の再現になったな、セイバー。もっとも、あの時私はすでにキリツグに倒され、最後の場面には立ち会えなかった。お前と顔を合わせるのはこれが2度目で、 そして最後になる。
答えろ。アーチャーはなぜ残っている？あの火事はなぜ起きた？キリツグに倒されたというお前はなぜ今も生きている？
Saber's voice drips with venom. These questions must have been weighing on her for a while now. She must also want clarity about what she left behind 10 years ago and the disaster that followed.
そのようなこと言うまでもなかろう。10年前、不完全ながらも聖杯は満ち、手に取ることが可能だった。私はそれに触れただけだ。キリツグとお前は強力だったのでな。分断させるための目くらましが欲しいと願ったのだが、あのような目くらましが起きるとは私も驚いた。
Wait, that means...
では、あの火災は貴様が聖杯の力で起こしたものだというのか？
さあな、思うのだが、私でなくても聖杯は同じことをしただろう。あれはそういうものだ。万能の杯というが、その中に満ちたものは血と闇と呪いでしかない。お前も見たのだろう。聖杯を破壊した折、そこから溢れ出した闇を。アーチャーはそれを浴びてしまっただけだ。お前が聖杯さえ壊さなければ、アーチャーとてこのように迷いはしなかっただろうよ。
よまいごと。聖杯は持ち主の願いを叶える魔法の鎌だ。ならば、あの火災はお前の願望ではなかったのか？
結果だけはな。だがその過程は私が想像していたものとは違う。私はただ、あの土地から人がいなくなればいいと思っただけだ。そもそも、お前たちは想像力が貧困だぞ。願いが叶う。それはいいが、では願いとはどうやって叶えるのだ？まさか願った瞬間に世界が変わるとでも思っていたのではあるまいな。元の聖杯はどうあれ、今の聖杯は力の渦に過ぎぬ。精密な計算、相互作用による矛盾の修正など論外だ。あれはな、ただ純粋な力に過ぎぬ。巨大な兵器と同じだ。持ち主が富を願えば周囲の人間をことごとく殺害し、主人に幸福を与える。わかるか？あの底なしの魔力の構わな、持ち主の願いを破壊という手段でしか叶えられぬ欠陥品なのだ。
それでは話が違う。万能の力、持ち主の望み通りに世界を変革するのが聖杯ではなかったのか？
違うものか。聖杯の手段は実に理にかなっている。人を生かすということは人を殺すということだろう。この世は全て等価交換によって成り立っている。その中で突出した出来事を望むのならば、何かを食いつぶして飛び上がるしかあるまい。調和など気にしていては願いなど叶わぬ。つまりは弱者からの略奪による変動だ。それこそが最も効率の良い変革だろう。
I can only imagine what Saber must feel. If what Kotomino says is true, this is not the grace she wanted. It is merely a power to fuel the possessor's wish. It grants its owner's wish at the cost of everything else. So that is the true face of this supposedly omnipotent power.
ならば、聖杯というの。
持ち主以外のものを排除する。この上ない毒の壺だ。お前も見ればわかる。あれはな、際限のない呪いの塊だ。そしてそれは私にとっても喜ばしい。聖杯に触れるのは聖職者の夢だがね。人を殺すためだけの聖杯が存在し、ましてそれを扱えるなど、まさに天上の夢でも見ているかのようだ。
The priest laughs. This time it's not for show. He laughs in pure delight. It makes me realize this is a man entirely without humanity. More than anyone else, he absolutely cannot get the grail.
ではお別れだ。ゴミを始末しろ。ランサーは小僧、アーチャーはセイバーだ。
Ich würde sagen, an dem Punkt beende ich dann jetzt mal diese Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.